Hello everyone, welcome back to Divine Journey 2. Last episode we set up this new Stormcraft area, melting down all the Essentia, so that we can do infusion. I have since upgraded this with 2 speed and 2 cost, so it should be a little bit faster and a little bit cheaper now. Also I spammed a bunch of candles and heads underground, so we're very stable now. 1.81 gain, which is pretty good. So in this episode, I think we'll be looking at Bewitchment. So you can start by crafting these 2 seeds, Mandrake and Hellbore, which are infusion recipes. Most of this we can do already. We're just missing biothermic mines and these things, and also creeper seeds and nether seeds. So we're going to have to do a bit of mystical agriculture. So you can make a inferium infusion crystal to make prudentium. We can make some tier 2 seeds. So we can make fire seeds and nether seeds. Now we have the creeper seeds to worry about, but I think these are fine. We just need the dagger, whatever it's called. Ah, never mind. You're supposed to craft them. Okay. We also need the next infusion crystal, for intermedium. Also we need another pedestal. The creeper seeds need 9, or 10 in total, so we need 4 more of this again. But we have this now. It's 10 times easier. Metallum, Alienus, Spiritus, and Sol. Easy as that. It takes a while though, so 4 more of these pedestals, and 4 more Thaumcraft pedestals. Now we can add 1 on each side. And connect. There we go. So if I set a recipe for creeper seeds, like so. So if you make some intermedium, I believe we can make the creeper seeds. This is like 3 infusion steps though, so we have to be careful with the essentia we give it. Right now it's doing the tier 3 seed, so that's just Herba and Precantio, or Precantatio, everyone mispronounces it. Yay! Now it's doing Condensed Perditio, which just needs Perditio. Yay! Now it's doing the tier 2 mob chunks, which is a runic altar step, so they weren't picked up. There we go. Now it's doing the tier 3 mob chunk, so we need Bestia, Victus, and Aversio. We're still very stable. Yay! Oh yeah, there's like 3 more. And now we're finally onto the creeper seeds. Finally! I will end up crafting these again, when we actually grow them, but we don't need to right now, so I don't care. So now we can encode the 2 recipes, for the bewitchment seeds. We're just missing niter, of different colours, and shimmerleafs and cinder pearls, which I haven't found yet. I think I have seen shimmerleaf in this biome. I'm not sure about cinder pearls. Here we go. These are everywhere. I think cinder pearls are in deserts, so we'll go have a look. They might be quite rare. I can't find any. Oh look! Cinder pearls. I did have to enable them in the configs, because at the moment it's bugged and they do not spawn. I imagine that'll get fixed soon. So we're just going to need 4 niter, 2 brown, and 2 lime. And niter is made this way. I had to make it for the candles. There we go. So we can order the Hellbore. We do need to do a couple crafts by ourselves. Now it's doing the biothermic mind, which requires Cognitio, Machina, Herba, and Bestia. We're ready to go. And now it's doing the seeds, where we need Herba, Ignis, and Census. Here we go. We should have enough. We're still extremely stable, which is nice to see. This takes forever. That's 1 down. The next one is Mandrake, which we can also do. That took forever. I believe we can just grow these. So I will get a bunch. I will set up a farm very similar to this, just over here. I think there's more witchery crops to come. Alright, this is working. We just need to store these 2. I don't know if the seeds are important. I'll do it anyway. So now that we have these 2 growing, we should be able to progress with the witch's oven. Everything here we can do. So I will encode the recipe. We actually need a thaumium smeltery first, which is the upgrade. And we can actually craft it, the witch's oven. We just need to do a few things, like crafting 2 more tim chunks, and making another purifier. Now we can do it. It's pretty expensive though, quite a few infusion recipes. I'm not sure what we're doing now. I might have put these two patterns in the wrong place. Yes, I have. Now it's working. 2 of these, and 2 of these. Okay, now onto the witch's oven. Finally. I could use magic mirrors and stuff, so this is automatic, and I don't need to move the jars. But I feel like I'll get lazy and start a craft when we don't have enough essentia. So this way is kind of safer, I guess. I can always check the number. I'll try 3 on each side. That might be more symmetrical. I don't really know. We're still fine. Kind of. Yay! And a trophy. No quest yet, because we need empty jars. Only a week between these two. I need an area for bewitchment. I was thinking over here, because the Britannia area juts out a bit, so I will continue this nice wall, around this corner. You do need a massive altar. I think I'll do that in this square though. There we go. A nice rectangle. I'll fix the walls later. It will look like this. I will put the witch's oven over here. I'm not sure how this works. We'll find out. So we're going to need some empty jars, which are made from glass vials and some random stuff. I'll make a bunch, like 30. 25 is fine. I ran out of stuff. And now we smelt them into empty jars, which complete the quest for the oven. So I think with coal, these empty jars, and some saplings, we can get a chance at things. I don't think they always drop. I think you always get wood ash, but not always this. So I'll try and get a couple of each, for at least the quests. I've been getting them every time. I wonder what the chance is. Oh, that's the first one I missed. 2 in a row. There we go. That should be everything. Lovely. And some free jars. So I believe I can make a witch's altar now. We need 6 of these. I don't think it matters which one I pick. I might go with scorned bricks. They look really cool. And it's just netherrack and obsidian. So we can encode the recipe. We're just missing netherrack. Now we can do it. We're just going to need all this. We will need to do it in halves. It's going to use 300 machina for 6 of these. And the jar doesn't hold that much. The snakes keep biting me. Okie dokie. Everything is ready. Let's try the first one. We seem to be fine. That's 1 down. 5 more to go. Also, it's a bit stupid. It's using empty jars instead of the right things. Let's try that again. I've taken the empty jars out. Oh wait, I think I know what happened. Maybe you get the empty jars back after the craft? That might be what happened. Yes, that is indeed what happens. That's quite nice. These are very annoying to make. We can refill on machina. Is this machina? Or machina? I've always called it machina. But it is like cogs and stuff. So I don't know. Last one. That took ages. So I want to place this altar over here. I might lift it up by 1, so it's on this level. Okay, we have a square. At least I think it's square. It might be. The max range for this altar is 16 blocks on each side. So this square is a little bit smaller than that. But that's because some bewitchment machines need to be in range. So I'm hoping I can just get the edge of them over to here. I'll have them in like a line. This isn't really going to look nice. I might shorten one side so it lines up with the blood altar. There we go. I will put this here. And up to about here will be in range, which should be enough. So we can put the carpet on. And there we go. We have our witch's altar. So I think we can place stuff on this to increase the power. We've got 157, or whatever that means. I think we're supposed to spam like crops and stuff and trees to increase that. So I might plant like every sapling we have. I'm not sure if variety matters. There we go. 1 trillion trees. 1.6k. That's pretty good. Let me clean up a bit. Some of these are in the way. 1.8k. I don't even know what changed. Crops might work as well. It's still 1.8k. That might be fine. I don't know. It says grass might work. Yes, it does. That's a lot. 2.1k. This might be ready to go. It says to get 1 or 2,000, and that should be enough for everything. 2.3k now. I'd say this is fine. I'll stop here. It looks quite pretty as well, with all the trees. We need to craft 3 more seeds, which is annoying. more mystical agriculture. It's not too bad. That'll be quite time consuming. I guess I'll be back doing that. We're also going to need another witch's oven for the distillery. I'm not looking forward to this. So we should be able to craft the seeds now. We can start with a cunnatum, or however you say it. That's one down. This takes forever. But next we can do belladonna. Yay! 2 down. 1 to go. The last one is wormwood, and this one should be easier. The seed it uses is only tier 2, so it's no infusion for that part. But we do need to make another crafting seed, and more brass. But we can do it this way now. Only about 25 at a time, because how big the jars are. Now we can craft the wormwood seed. Should be fine. We do need to catch the rubber seeds. They're not in the collector. Yay! That took exactly 53 minutes to make just those 3 seeds. Wonderful. So I will get a bunch of each and start growing them in our farm. So we can store these 3 and put the seeds in the sower. I guess we can also store the seeds. Why not? I also would like the distillery, so I might try make this. Okay, we can make it. We just need a crucible and some more magical leather. It is quite expensive, 10 trillion steps, it seems. Okay, we're hot to go. This is going to take a while. Just because all the steps. Oh no, look at all this garbage. What am I even supposed to craft here? Let's make the smeltery first. And the valves. And these? The vis resonators. The filtered one. Now it's sent even more. For 2 buffers. 2 morphic resonators. The bellows. 4 of them. Now we're onto actual infusion. 6 constructs. But these are the super easy ones. They take like 2 seconds. And they just need alchemia and machina. Now we're onto the thaumium smeltery. And whatever these are. And 2 of these, which does use sodium, but I think we have quite a lot of that. We have 5 more. It's fine. We can loot more if we want. Now we're onto the witch's oven, so we need these again. And now finally, we can craft a distillery. We just need these stuff. Finally! This was insanely expensive, on time and resources. This can go here. Why not? I would like to try and automate these 2. But I think I'll take a break. This took way too long to make. Okay, so apparently everything bewitchment is really annoying to automate, so I will hold off on that for a little bit. I will just manually do everything. So we melt down a mandrake root for liquid witchcraft, also an elder sapling for droplet of wisdom. Okay, so we can use these 2 to make the witch's cauldron. This is significantly cheaper than the oven and the distillery. I'm very happy about that. 1 witch's cauldron please. It's witchin time. Also, I think I miscounted a bit. This square is even. I think I'll extend it by 1. We can do something cool here if we do something like this. There we go. Squares off the base nicely, so we can replace the machines, which now are centered, which is very nice. So I believe we can always fill this with a user and a bowl. Yes. I think we also need fire. Just like the Thorncraft one. There we go, it's bubbling. So with this we can make a lot of things. I will make Bottle of Blood first, to unlock this, which is Adder's Fork. And a bottle. I'll make like 8. Oops, I dropped all the water bottles in. Just a small mistake. I think we can clear this with wood ash, I think. Yes, it works. I'll be more careful this time. And now we can make Brew of the Void with a bunch of stuff. Okay, I'll make 2 for now. This is the only recipe, and it uses 2. But we do have to do it in order, I think. And another one. Lovely. We're going to use that later. Not right now though. So other stuff we can do is make tallow with magic tallow, crystallose, and presidium. I'm just going to make a bunch of this magic tallow until I run out, which I think is like 25. This is what I used in the candles, not the night ore. I don't know why I said that earlier. Oh, there we go, 25. So 3 of this, crystallose, presidium. Nice. We can also make ritualistic salt with 3 salt, ritual stone, precantatio, alienis, and perditio. So now we can make 3 more bottled things in the distillery, which we haven't used yet, but it is quite simple to use. It's just really hard to automate, I've heard. But before that, I think I want to sort out these vis crystals. We can get them from the mob farm with the wisps. It's quite rare, but we don't need that many. I'll try and store all of them in these 2x2s. I think I have an idea of where to put them. We should be able to fit the rest in these. We're already storing these 6. Alright, there we go. We should be storing every vis crystal now. That took ages. You can see that they're very, very rare compared to the main 6. We've only got like 1 or 2, but over time it should be fine. Maybe. So we should be able to craft these now, without making the annoying vis crystals. So with some coquina, whatever that is, some ebeth death, omothal sol, permutatio, and aqua, with some fuel, we can make the swirl of the depths. I can't say depths, sorry. And with cloudy oil, incendium, tallow, ignis, and alchemia, we can make the fiery unguent. I don't know what that word is. And with some white sage, first try, which along with garlic, we can start growing, acacia resin, ritual salt, and census and spiritus, we can make cleansing balm. And with wood ash, tallow, swirl of the depths, lime ball, and sage, we can make some gypsum. And now we can get into rituals, I think. Cool. Small forest fire here. I think we've contained it. Anyway, I've sunk down the floor, 1 block, just so it aligns with this part. It makes more sense now. Also, I want to automate the cauldron. This should be much easier than this, or the oven, which I have moved over here. It doesn't need to be in range of the altar. These do. And I think we're going to need more of these anyway, to passive this sort of stuff. So I want a new P2P, or down here. Can this work? If it's on blocking mode? It does need to be in the right order, so I'm not too sure whether it works or not. Let's encode the ritual salt. Should just be like this. So I'll test it out. It did work. Does it need to be in the right order? Maybe not, because I swear the dropper doesn't do it in order. It just does it at random. Let's try it with tallow. Yeah, it just works. Okay, that's nice. So I guess we can encode the chalk. It's a infusion recipe. Let's go ahead and order one. We need terra, cognitio, and precantatio. And we're also going to need a focal chalk, which requires a blank advanced focus, which we have not made yet, so we can encode it. So with an empty orb, Garmembosa, Salus Mundus, bottles of XP, we can make the base focal sphere. And in one of these, with some essentia, we can make a blank lesser focus. Now we can make the blank advanced focus. We just need elementum. I don't think I've made this yet. Illumina and some random stuff. Oh no, I have made this before. It's quite easy actually. I'll make a bunch. It's very, very cheap on Essentia. And this is just aluminium, basically. There we go. 50. Now we can order one. It does use 1 sodium. It's fine. We just make one of these, put it back in the system, and we should have everything to start this craft. So now we can order a focal chalk, which needs another normal chalk. And as soon as I put this back in the system, it should craft it. Awesome! I don't trust this anymore. That wasted an advanced focus. I'll do it manually next time. Okay, I'm back. That was a 20-minute detour. I need to automate this better, but I do have an idea. But for now, I'll craft the chalk. This should be the right order. There we go. We're going to use a pedestal, because it holds one singular item, which is something we need. I wonder if I can have a transfer node. Into a dropper? This should work. We just need a collector. So if we order more salt, it doesn't work. Awesome. Is it too slow? That could be a thing. Let's redesign it. Is this better? No, it's way too slow. I'll try a mini chest. This does hold more than one item, like this. But I did look at the recipes, and when there is dupe items, like salt, they're all in an order. There's never one at the start and one at the end. which would break the order. So this should be fine actually, but I do want to try a Thorncraft pedestal. Maybe it's faster? I don't know. Let's try tallow. Yeah, it's just way too slow. So mini chest it is. Let's try the salt. One more time. That was quick. This is way better than the pedestals. Anyway, enough of this. Let's do some rituals. Rituals do need to be in range of the altar, so I think the only place is underneath here. Okay, I will build the walls. I've run out of porphyry though, so the black bits on the floor will be for the markings, so it's nice and easy to place them in the right place. Right now we only need 2 rings, so we're not using this ring yet. We will in the future. So 1 yellow one in the center, and then white around it. I wonder if you can repair these. That'd be nice. They're not too expensive. The focal one is though. We need to make some purifying bath salts for the ritual, but it's just Salus Mundus and a bunch of stuff, and we only need 2. This will take a while. A lot of essentia for a crucible craft. I'll order another tablet while we're waiting. There we go. So 4 triple compressed dirt, 2 ritual salt, 2 bath salts, and a tablet. And right click with an empty hand, I think. Yay! Okay, so I finished building the room. We have a window. I'm not sure if I want to put glass here or not. I'll think about it. I did have to use slabs, however. There's dirt above this, so that's why it looks a bit weird, but I think it looked good. I did look into how to automate the distillery, and I think I understand how. The order of the items shouldn't be a problem, because AE2 sends it in that order anyway. The dupe items are going to be a problem. So I think the easiest way to do that is with a naming thing. So I want an on-demand inscriber with a name press. And after we do that, it should be relatively simple. How do you make this though? There's no recipe. Oh, I understand. The cutting knife has a GUI. I never knew that. I will go with dupe item. We're reusing it for every single dupe item. And I will put it over here. So I think we can make a recipe like this for wood ash to dupe item. There we go. That does work. The interface is over here. It's a bit annoying with the sidedness. So if you want a recipe for gypsum, and we can also have this one for swirl of the depths. But the very important thing is to have only one of these dupe item and one of them normal wood ash, so they don't stack and ruin everything. So it looks like it's a furnace with insert from the top, blaze powder from the side, which you can request. Also blocking mode, extract out the bottom with brown, back into the interface. And now this should be ready to go, I think. So let's test it out with 4 swirl of the depths. The insert is correct, and the extract is working. Awesome. This was easier than I thought. It's just the dupe items, which are annoying. And now for gypsum, which has a dupe item. Awesome. It works. Let's clean this up a bit. I was going to try and passive these, but I'm going to need to craft a bunch more, which takes ages. So I think I'll try and do that between episodes, or at least get them crafted. So instead of doing that right now, let's do a bit of progression by crafting dragon resin, which is a hefty craft, but we don't need to do this again, only once. So I'll do it manually and not rely on this thing. Also, we need one of these. Mobs are spawning. So we should have all of this. We're just missing dragon scales, which you get from fighting the dragon a second time, which we have not done yet. So I think we should collect a bunch more dragon's breath this time. We only have like 10. Hello there. It doesn't like you collecting much. Only lets you do like 8. A stack and fall. Bit more for good luck. And a bit more. Why not? That's so loud. Anyway, dragon scale. Also the heart. And we get another egg. I don't know if that's default. Whilst we're waiting for the resin, we can craft the 2 of these, Bestia and Diabolus. We also need a recipe for fiery unguent in the distillery, and now we have enough resin. I had to turn this off, and if we order one of these, and throw all of this in the correct order. Yay! I got scared for a second there, and if we steal some evil craft blood, and throw these on, we can get dragon's blood resin. We need 4 in total to make the sapling. And if we have a recipe for cleansing balm, and a recipe for the sapling, which is infusion, all we need is a bloodwood sapling. And we can go ahead and craft one, with Herba, Victus, Mortus, Diabolus, and Perditio. Okay, we should be fine. It's a tiny bit unstable, but the gain is still larger than the loss, so we should be fine. It will however take ages. Please do let me know what the best ratio of cost and speed stones. I have 2 of each. Maybe it's better to have more speed, because the cost ones are barely doing anything, and it doesn't feel that much faster either, so I don't know. Yippee! So we should be able to grow this into a tree, and we can get more saplings back. So I will get a bunch. Alright, that's enough. So if we order an Essentia Resonator, we can make it into the bow line. And if we grow a tree, I'll put it right here, and knife it, it should drop stuff, slowly. There we go. Dragon's blood resin, which is what we crafted before, but we don't need to do this now. So we can have a draw controller, draw, conduit, collector. There we go. And some facade. This should be automated now, albeit a bit slow. I could add a few more trees. I'll think about it. And since the only thing you can do with this dragon resin is turn it into dragon's blood resin, I might as well do all of it, our remaining 8. There we go. And add it to the drawer. It's very slow, and it doesn't quite reach over here. We might need multiple collectors, or just move it to be more central, like here. It doesn't even reach. I'll just have another collector, like back here. Now that we have a bunch of this, looks like we can make our way down to the spinning wheel by making oil of vitriol. We're just missing a storage bus on here, and empowered oil florb. And we do have empowered oil, fully automated. Do we want to do this passively? I don't think so, at least not right now. We don't have slag automated, nor sawdust. We don't have any slag at the moment. I think we did have a bunch from the blast furnaces, but I binned it all. I think I can get slag this way though. Oh, quite a lot as well. Brilliant. I think I'll just make this one on demand. I doubt we need this anymore, and if we do, we can on demand it. This should work. It drops on top as well. What is with this tree? It's ridiculous. Anyway, we can afford the oil of vitriol now. The flob worked, and so did the oil. Awesome. And now with oil of vitriol, triple compressed cobblestone, ectoplasm, and 2 random viz, we can make the stone ichor. As for the ectoplasm, we're getting a ton of this from the mob farm. I'm not sure what from. And now we can make the spinning wheel, which is another thing we'll have to automate. But we have everything here, including the autumn spinning wheel as well. With Machina, Aqua, Vacuos, Alchemia, and Ignis. And now we can craft it. Another long craft. I'll have a little nap. So we can automate this straight away. It's pretty much identical to the distillery with the dupe items, just without fuel. So interface above, on blocking mode, extract from below, back into the interface. Things keep setting on fire. I might put some string down. There we go. And make it look pretty. And I assume this just works. There is a couple recipes we can encode. We do need an inscriber recipe, or string, and liquid witchcraft, so we can chuck them in here. And make some recipes like this. So now we can make witches stitching. Remember to replace one of each of these with dupe item. And with a dupe recipe for wheat, we can make golden thread. And finally, pure filament, which has no dupes, which is nice. Yay! And with this we can make the athame. We have everything already. And with this we can get special drops. I wonder if we can do this trick by holding this in the main hand and a gun in the offhand. So let's go slay some villagers. Yes, it works. Brilliant. I feel like Anakin Skywalker. I have 9 hearts. We can also kill some horses, or hooves, endermen, or dimensional sand, which completes the quest. I would like more spectral dust though. Do you count as undead? No. Hooves. You're undead. Now we can craft the heaven extract, which does use an owl wing, so I'm glad we automated that. And also otherworldly tears. I think I'll remove these off of all the recipes. Otherwise it'll think this is a recipe for an empty jar, which I don't want. So I will change all of these. Now we can craft the diabolical vein. Everything here we've done before. This goes in the spinning wheel. And with some chalk, bottled hellfire, which we can just encode, like so. Diabolical vein, and rune of fire. We can make the red chalk. I don't trust my system, so I'll do this manually. So 1 brand new chalk, bottled hellfire. Okay, I've got everything. This is the order. I want to make sure. This is still a lot cheaper than the focal one though. Now it's spawning over here. I hate this tree. We have 2 stacks though now, which is nice. So we need to summon a demon to get a demon's heart. Looks like we need 3 rings of red. The dagger, flesh, hellbore, demon horn, blood, diamond, and gold. Rather cheap actually. We also need a sacrifice of a villager. I don't know if there's any left. I think I may have murdered them all. On to the next village. Oh wait, you can't steal these guys. Apparently this works on villagers. Yes, that's good. So we're going to need 3 whole rows of red. I think we can do this quickly instead of mining it and repainting it. So 1 clay and the chalk in our second hand. That does the first row. And wood ash, I think does the second row? No, it might be clay and wood ash. Yes, I do not know what the third row is. I'll paint it myself. And now we can place down these 7 items. And kill a villager to start it. Hello. Ow. I'm not sure if you need the athame to get the heart. I will use it anyway. He put fire everywhere. Okay, good. Nothing's on fire. He dropped nether steel. I don't know what that is. This looks cool. But that's like the only use. But we did get the demon heart, which is nice. So I think now's a good time to end, after we've defeated a demon. Sorry if it's a bit short. There was a lot of waiting for the infusion altar. It takes forever. So now that we have these 3 machines fully automated, the rest of bewitchment should be easy, I hope. Off camera I will craft the witch's ovens that we need for passiving everything. So I've got a lot to do. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.